Yo!
What is
Welcome
going
back.
on, everybody? We are finally back. Season 2. Let's go.
Season 2 of Through the Fence podcast. Oh my god, it's been a while.
Unfortunately, it has, my boy.
Oh my
Unfortunately,
gosh.
it has.
So I'm looking here, and it's been 5 months.
Yeah, we took
5 months.
a
That's
5 months break. You know, we didn't expect it to be 5 months, but unfortunately, like I told you guys, I was going back to my hometown of Nicaragua. I was only expecting to be there for about 21 days, but I was actually there for 2 months and a half. 2 freaking months and a half over there, you know. It was nice hanging out with my family. I did a lot of extreme sports and I went on a lot of adventures, but
And then tell them what happened. Your phone.
oh my god. Well, let's break it down into it, right? Let's go segment by segment. So first, we were ready. We were going to be podcasting because remember,
Mhm.
we made like 3 episodes because I was only going to be gone for 3 weeks. And remember, we release one every Thursday. I don't know if we're going to stay with that same structure now. Maybe 2 a week. We'll see how we could do it because,
See.
like we said, we're very busy. But we had made 3 podcasts and we had them ready to go.
Mhm.
But the connection that I had over there and the quality, it wasn't something I wanted to put out. So we just left it off with the Area 51 raid. That was our last video we produced. And we actually got 51 views, you know. Pretty good. Not beating. What's our top
The
video?
Exposing Ultra.
Exposing Ultra was how many?
140.
140 views. So we want to leave it at a good note. So we decided to take a break so we could figure it out. And once I came back, I had a lot of things to do. Like I moved out. That's why we're in a different setting now. We're at me and my girlfriend's apartment. So
There we go.
Yeah.
New season,
New
new
studio.
location.
exactly. So we just decided it was best for the channel and for the quality to just take a break because we didn't want to put out garbage content. We wanted to put out good, familiar content so you guys can continue watching and continue following with the
And
with the
even
channel.
if you know, by the time you came back,
Mm-hmm.
and then we would have posted those, it would have been so out of date.
Exactly.
And
Yeah, because
everything, so
we kept on continue talking about Area 51 and then we talked about, I think, no, we already had talked about technology, but I can't even remember. I deleted them. I got rid of them. I was like, whatever, we'll just start new. So we decided to jump it back again now.
yeah. So let's see. So let's talk about your trip over there.
Yeah. I don't want to get too much into detail
Yeah.
because, like I said, it was 2 months. I'll be talking about it for
But
ages.
the troubles that you had
the
there.
troubles that I had. So pretty much, I don't want to get too much into detail, but pretty much I had to go back for to get my residency, to receive my green card. And the process isn't very short. For some people it is, for some people it isn't. But since I had been in the country for such a long time, it took a little longer for me. And I had to make the best of what I had, you know. Fortunately, my grandma lives over there, so I spent a lot of time with my grandma. And I had a lot of cousins, so it was mostly hanging out with my grandma, hanging out with my cousins. And over there, the life is very different to here. Over there, teenagers or young adults don't really work. Their main focus is school. Meanwhile, as in here, it's school and work, right? Because we're trying to make we're trying to make little money on the side. Meanwhile, over there, there's not that many jobs for the youth. Mostly are like professional jobs. Over there is very by the book. Like, oh, if you're not a professional, if you haven't gotten a degree, you're not getting a job anywhere. Like, or because mostly over there, it's a lot of like build your own company. So they want people
Gotcha.
with experience or, you know, hard workers. That's my dog. You know, I also have a dog, but she's in the background right now, just minding her own business, making noises. You guys probably won't be able to pick it up though.
Yeah.
But that's what we look at from time to time. And that being said, I had a lot of time to do stuff with a bunch of my cousins. We would go to the beach. We would ride ATVs. Like, we did a lot of stuff. They mostly rode the ATVs, not me, not really, because it's very dangerous. So I would just look at them ride them. But ride ATVs. We went jet skiing. We went wakeboarding. It was very, very fun. We climbed volcanoes. And it was a very humbling experience, stepping out of what I'm used to in everyday day-to-day life and going into somebody else's like background and backyard. And yeah, I am from there. That's where I was born, Nicaragua. but I hadn't been there in 16 years.
Mm-hmm.
So it was very, very different.
Have you ever gone to anywhere else
Never.
since you left?
Never.
Really?
I came here when I was 6. Then the furthest up north I've gone is what's this place called? Jesus Christ, I can't remember now. St. Augustine. I went to St. Augustine,
Really?
yeah, and Orlando. That's pretty much it. But that's like
So never out of the
never out of
the
Florida,
state?
never out of the state ever.
Oh man.
Yeah, so it was very, very different. Very different.
Got you.
How about you? Where have you gone? How many places have you traveled to?
So I'm half Cuban and I'm half Guyanese.
Okay.
So I've been to Cuba. I've been to Dominican Republic
Mm-hmm.
a whole bunch of times. I've been to Puerto Rico once. Been to the Bahamas, Jamaica, Mexico, and then like different states, in the U.S. But yeah. So yeah, I've been other places, and I've seen how it's been for them over there. When you think of like Cuba and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
you would think like, oh, you think of Havana, like the main capital.
Yeah.
But then once you pass that, there's a whole bunch of different cities that are either really, really poor or they're like the beach cities, and there's different things.
For sure.
But like when you see it on TV, it's only Havana, where it's like, oh, like the historic. And so that's that. And then Dominican Republic, of course, when you go to like Punta Cana or Santo Domingo, where most of it is, like tourist spots.
Of course. So it's like you're there for a reason,
Yeah.
right? Like meanwhile, when I was over there wasn't like a lot of. There is tourist spots, but I was like in my hometown, so it's not a tourist area. It's like where just people live. Like I was just in the residential area, so
Got you.
it was very, very calming, very quiet lifestyle. So I had to make the best with what I had,
And Juan here, we lost touch with him for about like what, a month, you would say?
Yeah, for about a month. I was at a park watching my cousins play baseball, and I was playing baseball with them while they were practicing, and I was running down this fly ball, and there was like a little wall barricading the areas for people to play baseball, and I was wearing very loose shorts, so my iPhone was just swinging around, and it ran into the wall. Like I didn't run into the wall, I stopped early, but my pockets just swang open, and my phone
it fell in like the toilet or something.
that too. That
Really?
was that was after. Not
Oh,
toilet,
okay.
but it fell into water because like
Okay.
I saw it, and it was like completely bent in half. After it got smashed, I wasn't caring for it no more. And
So meanwhile,
When-
everybody
yeah.
here is trying to text him, trying to keep up with him,
mhm.
and his phone is broke. We didn't know anything until you came back, right?
Yeah, no, well, not everybody. I was able to
Oh,
speak to
that's
like my
right.
girlfriend and stuff because
That's right.
Facebook. I took my laptop with me, so I was able to be on Facebook.
That's right.
But as we've talked about before, Razam doesn't have Twitter. Razam doesn't have Instagram. So with him, it was impossible to keep track with. And
Yeah.
with our job, we have a group chat, but I couldn't access the group chat through my laptop because it wanted me to take a picture. My computer kept on telling me, "Oh, what's the code on your iPhone?" I had no code, so I was in the dark. I was
Oh
in the
my
dark for a very
goodness.
long time. So it
Yeah.
was even more difficult like that because at least with my phone, I was able to be interconnected with everybody here, and I continue. But for the last about month, nothing. Look, there's my dog. You would see it? No, you can't really see her because the iPad. There she is. She's a beagle. I've had her for 10 years, and I love her to death. She kills the game every day.
She has beautiful ears.
Yeah.
She has fluffy ears. She wants to make a guest appearance right now.
She will. Let's see if she says something. Oh, she
No?
tried to eat the mic. So that's crazy. Another story about my beagle. I bought her 10 years ago after I did my first communion. With all the money I had saved for my first communion, a day before my birthday, I drove out to Homestead and I bought her from a local dealer. It was she costed $350 and I was super happy, but it was a huge commitment in my life because now looking back at it, it's been 10 years with her and I'm only 21 years old. So I've had her for half of my life, literally. So it's very fun having a dog. Just from time to time, it was hard being like in the youth and like wanting to be outside with my friends and wanting to go do stuff.
And what you call it? Your parents didn't know that you wanted to get the dog.
Well, my parents did know. They just weren't very supportive because in the future, I already had a dog here. Before I got in her, we rescued a dog and we lived in a 3-bedroom apartment, but it was only for me, my sister, and my parents, and we didn't really have space for a dog. And like I said, I was 11 years old and I was in middle school, so and I got her when I was in elementary, not this dog, the one before. And it was just very hard because I always wanted to be outside, always doing stuff. And as you guys all know who have a dog, having a dog is a huge responsibility that I did not think about. Like, and everybody told me like, oh, having a dog is a huge responsibility, but I honestly was not thinking about it until it was too late. And not too late, but until I realized like, wow, every day waking up super early to walk her and potty train her. And if I was gone for too long, I would have to leave her in the cage, unfortunately, so she wouldn't destroy the house because I didn't have a lot of time to train her, and my parents would have killed me if I would have like let her run around the house, jump on the couch, bite everything. So it was very, very difficult, but now and the later I went in life, it got easier and easier because I was able to devote more time to her. Meanwhile, as a young kid, I really wasn't. So now she's living her best life. Yeah. Now that I moved out, she could do whatever she wants.
How do you feel about your new place?
It feels amazing, bro. It feels honestly amazing. After so many years of saying like, oh, I can't wait to move out. I can't wait to move out, to actually doing it. If you're not ready in life to move out and you just think you're in a desperate situation to move out, don't do it because better times are coming. Just hanging in there because even though you might think you're going through a rough time, if you move out by yourself, it's going to be a lot worse because how are you going to, if you aren't making, enough money for that because it's very expensive food, to watch TV, right? Things that we don't think about because if you live at your parents' house or you live with somebody else, you just watch TV whenever you want, but having cable is an expense, having Wi-Fi is an expense.
Those are the things that you don't think about.
Of course. Those are the things you never
think about
ever.
Just your rent
you think about, I could definitely pay rent and for food. Okay, but remember, like we all have a car, so like where did gas payments go?
Exactly.
Right, and you can move out and live on your own, but you're gonna be working so much. Then do you want that for yourself? Like you have to
have the right situation.
Yeah, you have to find the equilibrium on it, 100%, because once you do it. Or either you're going to really regret it or you're going to really enjoy it. And it's all about preparation and just don't do it out of desperation. It's all about preparation.
I see it like this. The day that you're ready to move out, from your parents, you should think about it like this is it. Like I should not be able to, come back to live here, to visit. Yeah, always, but I shouldn't be thinking, oh, if this doesn't work for me, I can always come back. It shouldn't be that mentality.
100%. It's all it's all about like getting ready and being focused on doing it because it's a huge commitment. Super, super big commitment. Like you said, like don't have that mentality like, oh, if anything goes wrong, I could just go back to my parents' house. Because if you could just go back to your parents' house, then why did you leave it in the first place? Right? Exactly. Why did you leave it in the first place? You were fine there. You could have saved more money. You could have maybe and did a lot more things with the money that you would have had instead of paying for a rent in Miami. Because rent is very expensive in Miami. And I'm pretty sure most people who watch this are from Miami or are in other states. And I don't, unfortunately, know how much rent is in different states. But we always hear say
Yeah.
it's cheaper, but
Yeah.
we're not there, right? We don't know
Exactly.
how much you earn because it's all waged on cost of living. So maybe you live somewhere that it's less expensive to live and rent, but maybe they don't pay as high as these
Exactly.
states that it costs more to live, but they
That's,
pay you more to
I've
live.
always heard like San Francisco is
Mhm.
like the most expensive place to live.
Mm-hmm.
But I
Yes.
think like wages are a little bit up because of it.
Yeah, of course. Like,
If I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I've always heard that, and I've been there too. That's somewhere where I don't think I can live myself. Every time I go on vacation or wherever, like especially like in the States here,
mm-hmm.
I would look and see like is there somewhere that I can like live.
Exactly.
That like of course I enjoy my vacation and all
Yeah,
that, but
anybody does.
it's
Like,
just like that. It's always in the back of my head like, hey, can I live here?
because when you go on vacation, it's like you're going to the fun things. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
like here in Miami, when people come to Miami, they do all the fun stuff. But we live in Miami, and we're not going to the beach every day. We're not
Exactly.
going to all these venues every day. We're living
That's
our
the thing.
everyday life. But as you were talking about it, I just searched up on Google most expensive to live. New York City, it says. New York City leads the pack as the most expensive city in the United States. The
Sounds
city,
about right.
with a population exceeding 8.3 million, also tops the list for the world's most expensive cities. The cost of living in New York is a whopping 120% higher than the national average. Just goes and tells you, right? And how we all have seen in New York, you're paying this incredible amount for something, for
So
a
little.
studio,
Yeah.
right? For a little studio and traffic. But those are the other things. A lot of people don't have cars
Exactly.
in New York, right? So then depends on what place of New York you live, but a lot of people don't. A lot of people walk to work. So you have to take those things into your life. Yeah, you want to live in New York, but you're not gonna have a car. So if you want to go do groceries, gotta walk. If you wanna,
Yeah.
right? A lot of people take the subway. So it's a lot of things.
It's a different lifestyle for sure.
100%. And some people are cut out for it, some aren't. You know, it's what do you want? And
Yeah.
that's why living here is such a great thing, because we have that opportunity. Like if you want to live somewhere like fast, hustle and bustle, New York. If you want to live somewhere calm and slow, somewhere in the middle of the states, Ohio, North Carolina, somewhere like that. If you want to live somewhere where there's a lot of sun, you could live Miami, California. You know,
Exactly.
there is a handful of places to choose from. So that's what makes it great.
Yeah, for sure.
But another topic we could talk about is back to Through the Fence. You know, we are back to posting every day. So we want to hear what you guys talk about. We want you guys to comment to see if you guys want 2 episodes a day, 1 episode a day, and what day would you guys most want to have it dropped in. The day that it's most convenient for you guys to take the time to watch it, because we don't want to just be on a schedule to drop it on Monday if most people can have time on their week until Saturday. So we can have more time to plan out our episodes and produce them to their best quality so you guys can enjoy them 100%.
For sure.
So
for sure.
Drop down the comments,
And
subscribe.
We're gonna do a few episodes by ourselves again. And
We're gonna get back into the rhythm, right?
Yeah.
We're gonna get back into the rhythm, the flow of what our niche is, what we like to talk about. And of course, if we feel like there is someone out there who is very qualified, and not qualified, but knows what we're gonna talk about. Like I say, we want to talk about sports. We'll have a sports guest on, cars, whatever. We could talk about anything.
A lot of changes season 2.
Yeah, a lot of changes. We're gonna make it more structured as something. We're gonna go make it more like an actual business. We're not gonna just do this. It's fun and all, but we want to have it structured so the viewers can enjoy it. We don't want to be like rambling around. This is just our first episode back, so we're just catching up on what we've done for the past 5 months. So, what have you done for the past 5 months, bro?
Oh my God. Plenty of things. Mostly a lot of work. What you call it? I had my brother and my sister-in-law. They had a baby.
That's awesome. How old is she now?
She is now a month.
Incredible how life passes.
Yeah.
Right? Incredible.
Yeah, she's a month now, which is great. She's a little princess. Um, what else?
We could talk about something current right now, sports, the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl. Oh,
Right.
Super Bowl in Miami.
Super Bowl's in Miami,
Super
so
Bowl's in Miami here.
that's attracting a bunch of people. Traffic
Yeah.
is gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
Gonna bring a lot of income growth to the
Call
to
it.
the
It's gonna
county.
be San Francisco 49ers versus Kansas City Chiefs. This coming up Sunday.
Yeah,
Who do you have?
I'm going with the Chiefs.
You're going with the Chiefs.
How about
Really? I'm going with the 49ers.
you? Okay, how come?
Because I think their defense is just too crazy.
Okay, and that's 100% what everybody's been saying, right? Like
Yeah.
when I watch Skip and Shannon their shows, I just watch them mostly because Shannon Sharp is hilarious for me. Because me, a little background about my life, I've played sport. I played sports my whole life. I was always very athletic, but I was never the type to be on my phone or on my laptop
Mm-hmm.
or seeing other people talk about sports. Like
Yeah.
to me, and not like trying to say anything bad about people who do that, right? Because there's a lot of people, and now I kind of do it, but I was always focused on like just enjoying it instead of watching other people enjoy it.
Yeah.
Instead of like being at home watching a bunch of Sports Center, like
Fair enough.
round up my friends and go play basketball or go play whatever
Yeah.
we wanted to go play. So that's why now it's so hard for me like to talk about sports, because now that I don't really play them, I never picked up that knowledge like
Yeah.
that people talk about, like the 49ers defense. Like to me, football, because how I've played with all my friends, it was all offense, right? It was all who could throw the farthest, who's the
Yeah.
fastest running back, and that's how we're gonna play. Because
Exactly.
nobody's out here like the defensive. We didn't play with a defensive line, right? I never played high school football.
Mm-hmm.
What I really played was baseball. That's why baseball, it's a sport I can enjoy watching because I know the analytics of it. I know how it works, how important pitchers are versus
Yeah.
batters, right? That's what people always say. And that being so, that's why I lead on the Kansas City side,
Mm-hmm.
just because of
you
my
know.
background, because Mahomes, it was a baseball player.
Yeah.
His dad was a baseball player, so I have that confidence in him as a quarterback. And since that's how we used to play, the quarterbacks, the running.
They
is
definitely have the advantage when
Yeah.
it comes to offense. When it comes to defense, I think 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
But if Kansas City can give 10 seconds like they always do for Mahomes,
Yeah,
then they're good. Then they'll end up winning.
of course.
I think this is a very good matchup. It's nothing against the Patriots, but
Mhm.
it's something different, and it's something
It's something that we haven't seen
yeah,
in like
exactly,
really two really good teams going at it.
exactly.
And like we said before, and it's not like the first time like Kansas City gets to the top. Like for example, the Rams last year,
Mm-hmm.
the Rams made it, but this year, like I don't watch. Did they make it to the playoffs?
I don't think so.
Right? We don't think so. So
Yeah.
Kansas City last year would have made it to the Super Bowl, but they lost versus the Patriots, and it was
Mhm.
like on the last drive. Like
Yeah,
it was a very, 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 very close.
I think
and
it was overtime, but
and the
Which-
Patriots ended up beating the
Yeah.
Rams, so they lost to the Super Bowl champion. So at the
Mhm.
end, it wasn't bad. It's not like Kansas City just got this quarterback and now no, they got
Yeah.
him. They got him for the first year, and I heard he was injured, so he wasn't really playing. But ever
For
since he
sure.
started, it was just nonstop of Mahomes doing incredible things for the team and awesome
yeah,
wide
this
receivers.
definitely for this NFL playoffs,
And,
it was definitely a change up.
Of
It was different teams, teams that you think that were gonna win
yeah,
went down. Teams that you didn't think
like
were
the
gonna
Ravens.
win.
I thought the Ravens were gonna make it, right? Because like I said, I'm not too much into watching the analytics. I just
Mhm.
from time to time will watch the highlights, and
And they're
on
just nasty.
everything was just Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, they're completely gonna blow everybody out of here. And
Yeah.
then the Titans just
They come from out of nowhere.
came out of nowhere, right? So I was
Yeah.
like shocked, but
That's the Titans is definitely a team
Mhm.
where they have Derrick Henry as a running back, but it's definitely one of those teams where you can be like, okay, you just need an offensive line.
yeah,
You could put anybody under center, right? Ryan Tannehill was here at the Dolphins for how many years?
no clue.
But he didn't have an offensive line, right? If you have an offensive line that will give you time, you could put anybody under center. And I stand by that statement. You could put anybody under center and they'll do work. But It was definitely something that definitely was proven
Yeah.
with this team.
And like I said, not everybody knew like the Ravens were gonna. Because for example, at work, one of our coworkers, he said it. He was like, no way the Ravens are gonna beat the Titans because he knew the analytics of it.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, a lot of other people were just like, Lamar Jackson's awesome. He's gonna carry
That
them,
was
right?
one of them.
I was one of them as well, right? Like I saw that like one of the highlights videos of him, and he was like, "They're gonna get a Super Bowl out of me, believe that." And I was like, "Whoop, here we go. He's gonna do it right now."
Yep.
And boom, that happened. But it's all about learning, right? It's all about the curse of learning. Now he'll practice, he'll dig more deep, and next year I'm pretty sure we're gonna see even better Lamar Jackson, more throws,
For
more
sure.
running, more everything.
For sure. I think they're
Because-
just gonna improve from there.
For sure, because they have that team bond like no other, right? How they like hype each other up. Mark Ingram hypes him up like nobody else. So
Yeah.
just having that like brotherly bond between one each other,
Exactly.
that just makes them push each other more instead of just being two professionals in one team for the Super Bowl. They're out here challenging each other and making it better, right? Having fun with it, because at the end of the day, that's how they got there. They became NFL players by having fun.
Exactly.
When they started first playing football, they weren't super strict and like, I'm gonna become a professional. They were just having fun with their friends. And what
Yeah.
plays that we've seen Lamar Jackson do in high school is stuff that he does to this day, right? Like when he did that crazy step back to score a touchdown, he's done that in the NFL. And when he was doing it in high school, it was just pure fun. Look at this dog, man. This dog is crazy. She's crazy, but it's all about having fun.
Yeah.
It is all about having fun,
And
guys.
to turn to some news, we won't talk about it too much.
Okay.
But this weekend we got some horrible news
Mm-hmm.
from the NBA world. That Kobe Bryant, 20 years with the Lakers, he ended up passing away from a helicopter crash. What do you think about that?
Like I once reiterated before, I was never into watching, so I don't have that bond that everybody had with like Kobe Bryant,
Yeah.
and because like I said, I never really played basketball because one, in high school I was super short, so I never really got into it. I was pure baseball,
Okay.
so I just see highlights of him, and yeah, he was amazing, but it is super tragic when someone who's, I think he was 41 years old, goes out the way he did, right? Not anything bad with him. He wasn't going through anything. He was trying to better everybody's life. He was teaching people how to play the game, like
Exactly.
sharing his wisdom with the younger generations to keep the sport elevating. Not just he was great and that's all. Like he wanted everybody to become better.
Yeah.
He wanted to see an improvement in sports throughout everywhere, because like everybody says, he had that Mamba mentality, that killer mindset of whatever he's doing, he's gonna be the best at it no matter what, and whatever he had to do to win, he would do it.
Yeah.
And that's something that is incredible in a human being, and it sucks that he went out like that, especially with I think 7 other people, or 7 people in total, one of them being his daughters. And we also have to shine a light to everybody who was in there, because at the end of the day, not everybody was Kobe Bryant, but everybody had a life, and I'm pretty sure everybody in there had influenced not as many people, but have influenced many people in their life, right?
At least one person they touched in their life.
Exactly. So also think about that, because I see like Kobe Bryant,
Yeah,
but what
and
about the
no.
others? What about the
Exactly.
others? It's a death at the end of the day, you know? It's someone's family being taken away from them for a very unlikely accident, very nothing that somebody can see coming. So my prayers go out to all of their families, and
For sure.
it really does suck.
sure.
Somebody that great, right? And everybody that great had to pass out in such an unfortunate situation. But I don't want to talk about it too much, because it's just sad, you know. It's just very, very sad. And one thing is that's why we have to take every single day for granted. Like, enjoy it, have fun, tell everybody you love that you love them. Remind them every single day, because you never know. Nobody ever knows when that day's coming. So enjoy it. Don't live too much in the stress and what you're going through in everyday life, because at the end of the day, one day this won't matter. Whatever we think right now matters, it won't matter one day because something more important will show up, right? So just enjoy it. Don't live too much in your head. Enjoy the moment because times will pass and you can never get time back ever in your life. That's one thing we will never get back. So enjoy it.
All right, let's take a little break and we're going to come back since we
Yeah.
have so much to talk about.
So be right back.
A few moments later.
All right, guys. So we're back. As you guys know, right? We're going to tell you guys why, because you guys don't know why we always take a break. So unfortunately, I think it's my USD card in my camera. It only lets me record for 29 minutes and 59 seconds. So we have to take a little pause. I have to stand up, go start. I got to stop the clip and then start it again so we can have another 29 minutes and 59 seconds. That's why we always say we'll be right back. We never really go anywhere. I just literally get up, go turn it on, and then come right back. So
yeah, most of the time.
Yeah, sometimes we do go eat.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Sometimes we do go eat, but since it's very early in the morning right now, it's about to not early in the morning. It's about to be 12 o'clock, and we're about to go to work. We're not gonna eat. We're just rolling through it, and we'll go to work. So.
What you call it? Let's talk about something really important that I think the last 2 episodes we were talking about.
Okay.
Our producer Sebastian, he's still missing. Somebody go and find him.
Please, somebody go and find them. We're in a desperate situation of a producer because, like we said, we are trying, and we're not trying. We're gonna strive in that goal of making this as good as it could possibly be, right? So. Bringing another camera on set so we could have one or maybe 2 more cameras, having one angle as you see right now, having one just zoom in on me, having one just zoom in on Rizam.
It's also, a scheduling issue.
Of course.
With trying to get him. Of course, we're going to get him like every once in a while. Mm-hmm. But for him to be here every episode,
it's hard. It's tough, hard. It's tough for us to see each other. Like when we see each other, like we said, it's been 5 months. I've been back for 2 months now, and this is the first time that we've actually been able to hang out outside of work because we have very contrasting schedules. I work at different shifts that he works, and I'm trying to do a lot on this side, right? Like right now, as you guys will see, because I will be posting on my YouTube channel and putting a links to it. I'm going to start doing pressure washing. I'm going to do residential pressure washing. I already bought the pressure washer. It's on its way from Amazon because we buy everything on Amazon nowadays. And I'm going to start doing that on the side, right?
Nice.
Because I like being busy and I like being productive. And my productivity is very work-based, not as much as like computer-based productivity.
Yeah.
I'm not that tech savvy, right? I'm not a marketing expert, but I'm very good at hands-on work. So
getting things done.
Things done. So that's where I'm gonna stem my productivity from.
So we're gonna look into different products and different software. I know we're gonna try this thing where we can switch the cameras and we don't have to get up and stop it.
Right. Because we just want the best quality because we know the best quality we can produce, the better our content's gonna get, and the better our results are gonna be for this because we are gonna try to make this into a business. We are gonna try to make this 100% thing, right? We're not just doing this. We're doing it, right? Like I said again, it is fun, but we are taking it to the next step now. We already did the first seven episodes were like a pilot. We were seeing if we could really, talk and see and communicate, and we enjoyed it. I enjoyed it a lot, and so now it's just time to grow from here. No point of going backwards, just time to grow.
Yeah. So we're going to try different things. Not every episode's going to be an hour. We're just doing this because we have so much, to talk about.
Exactly, right.
It's been a while. The last few episodes, I think you were doing like the overnight shifts.
Yeah, right. At my job, I was doing overnight. When I first started at my job, it was overnight, but I went back to overnight for about 6 weeks. So, man, those episodes, I would literally get out of work at 6 in the morning, drive to Rizam's house, sleep on his couch, right, where we record the set, sleep there for about an hour so I could get like some preparation done, some rest, and then I would wake up and I'll start banging them off. And I think I'm wearing a white shirt for the last 2 episodes. And for this one, I'm wearing a white shirt again. So that's pretty funny.
Yeah.
I normally wear black, gray, or white. But I don't know why this day I just put on a white shirt. And I just decided to swing by it, right? We're also going to be dropping shirts. We're gonna be getting our hands into everything. We just had to make sure we can continue doing this. And
For sure.
we are doing it right now.
So let's talk about. We're not going to talk too much about sports, but I would definitely want to talk about this. Your boy, Mr. Conor McGregor.
Oh my God, yes, bro. As you guys know, this man is, I could say, one of my idols in life, just because. And yeah, everybody can say I hopped on the bandwagon, but I hopped on the wagon before a lot of people hopped on this damn wagon.
For sure.
I've been a fan of his since I was in senior year, and that was in 2015. In 2015,
that was like Dustin Poirier.
that's what Dustin Poirier times. That's where like it was the Jones. It was John Jones was the UFC. That's it. And that's when he was gonna fight Daniel Cormier.
Yes.
And if everybody remembers, there's a video of freaking John Jones and Daniel Cormier squaring off, and John Jones throws a punch. But before that, I'm pretty sure a lot of people didn't know this. McGregor faced off versus Dustin Poirier, and nobody knew who he was because I saw that, and I did not know who he was. 100%. I just saw them face to face, and then they went off stage, and then Conor and then John Jones went up there and started swinging against Daniel Cormier. So that's where the first time I saw him, but the first time I really got into it, inspired by him, was I don't know whose name of the YouTube channel it is, but they made like a mini movie of his like career path and how he used to fight in Dublin and like how his manifestation was so grand. Like, you're gonna see me in the UFC one day. And then that video was excellent. It was produced amazingly, and I was just like, wow, this man does really talk the talk. And he walks the walk, right? Because at this point, he hadn't had lost versus Nate Diaz yet.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, this guy is crazy. Like, he would be like, I'll knock him out in the first round. Boom, slept Jose Aldo in the first round. Everything he said, he told Dustin Poirier he was going to bounce his head off the canvas in the second round. So it was like,
definitely a change for Dustin Poirier, though.
Oh, for sure. Exploded.
What do you think about this fight? How did you
I didn't see it, right? Because I'm starting to think if I watch his fights, he loses.
Oh, you're the bad luck?
I think so. I think so, because the first fight that I saw live was him versus Nate. Won. Lost.
Oh,
right?
My goodness.
So I was like, okay. He lost. Like, and this was when I was like, my hype of him was like through the roof. I went with my boys to watch it, and none of my boys knew who he was. And I'm like, bro, this Irish guy with a freaking gorilla tattoo, he's gonna destroy this guy. He's gonna destroy him, I swear. Blah 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 blah. Lost.
Yeah.
Right. Second round, I murked pretty much. So fought him again. This time I didn't go watch it. I was on Twitter, like I just searched up Conor versus Diaz hashtag. And everybody's tweeting it like by the minute. So I was like keeping up with it like that. Like, he just got knocked down. Oh my God, McGregor's on top. Like, and he won. Yeah. I was like, whoa, this is good. Okay, he won. Didn't see it though. Then he fights Eddie Alvarez. I didn't go see it. Now he fights Khabib. Once again, I step in to go watch the fight. He loses once again. Right? Then he fights Floyd Mayweather. Of course I went to see that. Lost again. Yeah. Then he comes back finally, right? Is this the first time he comes back?
Since Khabib? Since Khabib. So
yeah, right? So, yeah, I got them mixed up. But pretty much
the same thing.
I don't watch him fight on Cowboy. He wins. So you can forget about me watching a Conor McGregor fight in the future.
So what do you think about like the debate that's going on saying like, oh, Cowboy was just like a setup fight and all this? Here's my thing.
Go.
Right?
Give your 2 cents on it.
I think Cowboy's last 2 fights haven't been that well. He's lost them, and the fight before this one, he got knocked out too by Justin Gaethje, which he's up and coming too. But I think definitely Cowboy's no pushover. Like, Cowboy definitely could have won that fight. But to say that he's, that it was set up and, all this, I think that's complete nonsense.
100%.
Because it's like maybe the timing was off because the fight was supposed to happen in July.
But
And
something happened to like Connor's hand. I think he broke it.
Something like that. I don't know what happened. But, to say that, Cowboy doesn't
Like he
doesn't
wasn't
deserve
trying
the
or
respect or all that. Like Cowboy has the most finishes, the most fights,
The most wins.
The time that John Jones fought Cormier for the first time, Cowboy fought on that card, and then 2 weeks later they had a fight night, right? It's not a pay-per-view, it's just a regular like Fox Sports types thing, right? And he fought on that card too, because he said right after the pay-per-view that he won, and he wants to go right back in it. So imagine that you have all that toughness that you don't have another camp for that one. You're just going straight into it, like that. Don't.
Yeah. Like he it was like a return fight, super instantaneously.
He got caught, and that was it.
Yeah.
But
what I think about that is one, I'm a huge Conor McGregor fight, so I didn't think Donald Cerrone was gonna have a chance, and I guess what people were anticipating was for Conor to lose. I feel like that's why everybody's like on this. Oh, now he doesn't, like, because they're upset because Donald didn't do what everybody wanted him to do.
Yeah.
Like, so I don't care what you people have to say, because at the end of the day, Conor McGregor wins. I'm a fan of Conor McGregor, so everything goes good in my world. But 100%, like, whoever says that, you go square up against Donald Cerrone and see what he does to you, right? Like, at the end of the day, it's what I've stemmed from my whole life. I'm not all about talking it. I just like to watch it. And if I'm not taking part in it, I'm definitely not going to, say someone didn't deserve or something. Like, goddamn, he had all the right to deserve that fight. He is an extremely well fighter. And even if he was the odd to lose it, right, as everybody knows, he still deserves it. He still deserves to fight for the right? Like, just because he's not the best doesn't mean he doesn't deserve a chance. That's how I see it.
Now, Dana's talking about a rematch with Khabib, saying he should go back down to
which he shouldn't do that. McGregor don't do that.
I don't think it's time yet. I think every out of 10 fights, Conor can win 2. But I think he can catch him. But Khabib already has a fight coming up with Tony Ferguson. That fight was scheduled 5 times already, literally 5 times, and it's always been an issue.
Yeah.
So I think this fight needs to happen before they make anything like that.
Yeah, for sure. I think they should give Conor another solid opponent and let him fight.
I think Justin Gaethje, that was the fight that should have been made right now. That I think the true
or Masvidal, give him
I think Masvidal needs to fight Usman for the title first, or Colby, because that those 2 are the fights to make before you make a McGregor. Yeah,
because the thing with Conor, as we all saw right now, he was super respectful to Cowboy, right? He was super respectful. And that's the thing, he's done, I think, being the bad guy. He's done being the villain. So,
he's still confident, but I think it was very weird for McGregor against the Khabib fight. Yeah. It was a very different Conor McGregor that we were seeing.
Very different. And at the end of the day, it's just 2 professionals with 2 different, very, 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 very different styles. Yeah. So at the end of the day, Khabib's style, even if McGregor is this excellent striker and doesn't have, now they're saying that he has incredible cardio, but we haven't seen it yet, and we'll see it. And when he did fight Khabib, he didn't look tired. Most of the I don't think he looked.
I felt like in the 4th.
But the whole time he was being grabbed. Tell me someone who could be grabbed for 4 rounds.
Of course.
But think about McGregor, number 1, first round versus Diaz. Dead. He was stumbling. We didn't see this versus Khabib because Khabib dropped him in the 2nd round. Yeah. And McGregor just backpedaled and then he went back up. It wasn't he was because with Diaz, he got hit and then he was like freaking
Yeah.
wobbling around everywhere
That's
like
what
an
I'm
egg.
saying. McGregor does have a chance at beating him.
Exactly. He does have a chance. It just has to be very trained because Khabib, that's his style till he dies. He's gonna grab you like a goddamn snake and he's just gonna hold you
I
on the
think
floor.
the fight to look forward to is Tony versus Khabib.
100%.
That's the fight, and I think those are two underrated fighters that I think when people see it, it's gonna be something. It's gonna be something that you want to see.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. You know what's another good fight is because Dustin made this huge. Give Dustin versus McGregor again.
Yeah.
That would be fun.
That'd
That would
be-
be entertaining because at this point, I'm not into the UFC so much, but there's only so many fighters McGregor could fight, right? So just let him start fighting again. Let him get to where he got
And
with all
McGregor
his
wants to
stardom.
fight. He can. McGregor honestly didn't get touched. He can honestly
At
fight
all.
in March if he wants to.
If he wants to, right? If they give him the right opponent, and at the end of the day, McGregor's a businessman, so it's all about the money to him. Like
Yeah.
he's like Cowboy. He doesn't care about the opponent. He cares about the money, as he should, and as he has the right to, right? He made the UFC world explode on top of his head just because of his cockiness and
Yeah.
the people who were supporting him for him to win, and all the haters. At the end of the day, they bought the pay-per-view to watch. So
Yeah.
McGregor will fight and just make fights for him because they're entertaining. At the end of the day, even if this Cowboy one wasn't, everybody had their eyes on it. Everybody was talking about it, and it was just more business for the UFC now. And it just keeps on building. So I rather McGregor fight in March than wait 2 years for him to fight against Khabib again. Like, to me, there's
did you see
no point in that.
Mayweather wants to have a rematch?
Yeah, Mayweather wants to have a rematch.
But I think it's just money talk.
Yeah,
I think it's
and I don't want McGregor back. Like, if he was to go into boxing, then completely leave the sport of UFC behind and go 100% into boxing and start like don't go jump back. Like, fight other and train
he's
hard.
already
Like,
jumping too much in MMA. He needs to
exactly, like
find a sport.
find the sport, man, because you're good at. He is good at what he does, but to me, as a fan, I want him to do something he enjoys, because when you're doing something you enjoy, you're gonna do your best at it. If you're just doing it for the money, like if he was to fight Floyd again, it'll be purely for the money. He doesn't care about boxing, like he says. He just wanted to like knock Floyd Mayweather out, but Floyd Mayweather has incredible defense. He's not gonna get knocked down again, so it would just be for the fight, because
I think
for the money.
There's Pacquiao versus Mayweather. That's a fight that
That's a
they're
good
looking
fight.
to make too.
Like, boxing,
But I
is
think
like,
Pacquiao would absolutely destroy him now.
You
Like
think?
now, oh my gosh, Pacquiao is like on another like peak.
yeah.
He was like, everybody thought he was like plateauing, and then Pacquiao all of a sudden is just like boom, 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 and it's like, whoa, what is this?
What is this guy coming from? But
What you call it? I want to say that me and my boys are starting back something that what I used to do when I was
okay.
in middle school. In middle school, I had a friend over, and he's skinny. He's skinny like me. He was skinny like me, and whatever. Like, I was messing with him, and then I was like wrestling him, like trying to bother him. I was trying to like tackle him and all that, and he was putting up like a big fight. He was putting up like he wasn't going down. I was like, oh my goodness, like you're actually like you can defend, like you're pretty good. I was like, yo, we should have like a fight, like not like face contact, but like punch,
Body
kick,
blows.
body.
Yeah.
It's like a body spar, right?
Oh, yeah.
So he was like, yeah, I'm so down. Let's do it. So let's fast forward like a month. We do it. And we had like 10-minute rounds. And we had 7. And the thing is, you can't knock each other out.
Of course. So you're not
And
really
you're trying to submit each other. That's the only way to stop it. And we're trying to like wrestle each other, and we're there for like over an hour trying to like stop each other. And we have nobody to be like, hey, yeah, look, you won. There's no judge. So we were like, okay, look, let's stop this. Let's get somebody who can come, right? Be non-biased, and say who actually won if we don't submit each other. So we got one of our boys to come, right? And he was making sure like all the rules were followed, and everything was right. So this is like another month later, right? So he comes, and then it was 5 rounds, 5 minutes.
Okay. 5 minute rounds.
Yeah, and then I won.
Okay.
So at that point, we got like a plastic UFC belt.
Yeah, which I've seen.
Right.
He still has.
Yeah, it's a plastic UFC belt, and we were like, okay, I won, so I'm the champion, but we're gonna fight again.
Mm-hmm.
So like 6 months later, right?
Wow.
Yeah,
Long training camp.
6 months later, we fought again, and I ended up submitting him,
Okay.
right? And that was it. And it's not that he was like a pushover or anything. Like he was hard. Like he'll stay at you.
Mexican style.
Yeah, he'll stay with you. And everybody that was like this is like in middle school that I was doing this. Everybody that we were telling this about, they were like, yeah, I want to do it. I want to do it too. And we were planning a whole bunch of fights, and it fell through. Right? And so now that I'm in the UFC gym, they have the octagon. So my boys, they heard about this story too. And they're like, let's do it. Let's do it too. So now we have 2 divisions, which is 150 and below.
Okay.
And 155 and up.
Okay.
So I'm in the 150 below, obviously.
Okay, yeah.
And we had a fight the other day in December.
Okay.
Me and my boy. And we had a war. I think I won the first 2 rounds. Because like I was reversing takedowns. I was making sure I was dominating it. And this is 5 threes. So no, it's 3 minutes, five rounds.
Okay.
Right? And God, you get so tired. I haven't done it in so long. You get so
100%.
tired.
It's like
And
so physically.
The thing is, we don't punch hard. We before we go, we're like, okay, tell me when it starts to like hurt. Like we'll go and
with
punch.
gloves or no gloves?
With gloves.
Okay.
We would wrap and everything. And so we'd go. We went on a Friday. We cleaned the octagon. We had the whole octagon together. My boy and my other boy fought. They had a 5-round war. And then I fought after. And I thought I won the first 2. He maybe have won the third. And in the 4th round, oh my God, he destroyed me. Because I was so tired. I was just like, I'm taking this round off. Like, let him just punch me as much as he wants. But I got so destroyed. And then in the 5th round, it was a war to the end. And it ended up being another draw. So that's what we're starting to do now. And we got 2 belts with like actual like replica belts. So that's what we have now. So
that sounds amazing, bro.
In a couple months, me and this kid are gonna have this rematch. And so that's what we're doing. Like we're getting a whole bunch of people who are actually going to do it. And we're having like fights that are making sense and everything.
Yeah, man, and even bet on them. Start making money off them.
You can bet on them too. Yeah.
Right. Make it
and it's not like, it's unfair too, because like let's say I'm 130 and then the other person's 150, we'd be like, okay, we'll meet at 140.
Hey, man.
And we'll do like the weights and everything.
You should definitely, as a business aspect, make this a business, bro. Like, I don't know if you guys have seen, but The Zone was something that blew up. But on YouTube, there's like, I think it's called Backyard Street Fights or something.
Yes, I've seen that.
Yeah, and it's like wild. Like these people go it's a real fight, and they're not no professionals. But it's like, why not? It's like it's fun. At the end of the day, it's funny, and you're not, like you guys said, you're not like going in there intentionally to harm each other.
Exactly.
It's just fun, and it's practice at the end of the day, right? Self-protection is something I 100% stand by and believe everyone should have the knowledge to have self-protection, because in this day and age, there's a lot of people out there who are doing harm to others, and you might be that person that has the opportunity to stop it or prevent it, right?
Yeah.
And without having to use any firearms, without having to do any legal, without using any lethal weapons, just with that background, you can diffuse a situation, stop it before it gets any worse. So I 100%
definitely.
100% like that, bro. If you
And
want,
this
I'll
is-
get out there and I'll record them. We'll make a YouTube
That's
channel.
definitely, yeah. Some of them are doing like Instagram Live for it and all that.
Exactly, bro.
So,
Make
hey,
it
that's
big,
what
man.
you guys
Make
want
it
to
big.
see. We'll put it on
Hey,
Through the
bro,
Fence
yeah.
podcast.
If that's what you guys want to see, I'll go out there when I can. And I'll set up the camera. I'll commentate if you guys want. I'm not too much of a fighter anymore. Those days
Yeah.
are over for me. I gotta preserve my body now.
It
right?
definitely, you definitely feel it right after.
So, yeah,
'Cause
100%.
After both of us,
Mm-hmm.
this is me and my boy. Like, this is me and my boy from my group, and we're both dead.
Yeah,
Like dead right after.
100, bro. It's
So it's something where like if you want, you go in there and you and you can prove yourself. You know what I mean?
100%. Like, and I just searched for the channel. You guys should check it out. It's actually called Street Beefs,
Street beefs.
and
that's
they
right.
literally go at it. They do wrestling, not wrestling. They do just like he said, grappling, right? And they also do boxing and everything,
Yeah.
mixed martial arts. So, and it's very interesting because these are not professionals, and it's just like you feel more connection than when you see a professional and all these bob and weave techniques. Meanwhile, these people are just like everyday people who some have more skills and some have others. And hey, maybe you could watch these videos and learn a little bit of something. Because let's say, right, fights will always break out.
Yeah.
And you can see what, because if you see a UFC fight, now I see it. If you're in a bar and someone does something to you and you're ready, you're about to go, one, don't do it. Violence is never the option. Be the bigger man. And at the end of the day, you get in a fight, you're going to be arrested. You're going to ruin your day, right?
Yeah.
Be the bigger man. But God forbid,
It happens.
God forbid, you have to do something because you feel threatened and actually feel threatened. Not, oh, he pushed me and I felt threatened. No, bro, you just got pushed. Like, be the bigger man. Like, we're adults now. We're not little kids. Like, our dignity is this low, right? But you could, like, watching this, you could actually see what somebody might come. Yeah, there might be a professional who pushed you and, like, you might be squaring off against Conor McGregor. But most people, in my opinion, are going to have this type of fighting style. Right,
course.
overhand, just throw.
Yeah,
like,
just
and,
throwing.
Yeah, just throwing and their head staying still. So this might actually teach you what you could do in a situation.
Yeah.
Get out the way, back up and let them get tired, because these people who might be doing this to you, they're not going to have their greatest of cardio. So grab them, hold on to them tight, and, violence is never the option. That's why I've stepped away from this, like, combat world of sports, because like Razam, that's what me and my friends used to do a lot. We always used to dedicate at least an hour a day to just mostly train, because we were in that, like, that atmosphere of middle school where, like, hormones are rushing and, like, who's the biggest macho man. So we all wanted to, if something happened, prove ourselves.
Yeah.
So we would take the time and actually we would practice these conversions. Like, let's say someone's trying to pick you up, and they're here. You could just grab them under their hamstrings, and if you cup their hands like you're hit this, they can't pick you up. It's impossible because they can't extend their body. So it was just things like that, because God forbid someone does try, right? Like, someone tries to spear you.
Yeah.
Someone's running and trying to pick you up. You just literally put your hands under their hamstrings and grab on tight. Because if they try to lift you up, they're not going nowhere. They're going to get stuck there. And those were just things, right? Another thing, right? Another little life hack. Let's say, how much time do we have?
We got 53 seconds.
53 seconds. If it goes dark, we'll just put a little picture so you guys can finish it out. But what's it called? This lock thing? The UFC lock that, like, people would always do, like, in middle school. Like, they'd run up under you.
Yeah.
And they, like, put.
I don't know what it's called.
Your
but I know
hands
what you
end
mean.
up being like this, right? And,
Yeah.
they're, like, swinging you around. One little thing you could do for that is just put your right leg behind their right leg. So just move your hips, and with your right leg being behind theirs, you can literally just fall back because you're going to trip them. They're going to let go of you, and you could just land with your elbow straight on their stomach. And that was things that we used to practice a lot because it was all about self-protection.
At least for us, it's not more like, hey, I think I'm the best. I think
Of
I'm the
course,
best.
yeah,
It's
right.
more like, hey, I think you're really good.
Enjoyment.
Let's
Entertainment.
You wanna spar?
Mhm.
Let's do that.
Exactly.
It's more of that. So
And
it's a
exactly,
body
and
spar.
that's like the stage that I've grown out of, right?
Yeah.
I grew out of that stage already. Like, yeah, it's fun. It's fun doing it, but to me, it's more fun watching it,
Yeah.
staying safe on the sidelines,
Definitely.
and unless
That's why we're
someone really
taking
wants
a couple
to,
months.
yeah, unless someone really wants to go at it, then we'll see. But I'm a very calm person. I've learned from my mistakes back then and back in life, so it's
Well, this has been
super fun.
It's been super fun. We got back into the rhythm.
Back into the rhythm, right?
Let's get. Yeah, the camera went out.
The
but
camera went out, guys. So, like I said, thank you guys for watching. We'll just cut it off here.
Yeah.
We'll do another one, and leave a comment down below, right? Like, do you want 1 day a week? It's gonna be 1 day a week for a minute, for about a couple of weeks or maybe a month, because just the struggle to have off time to come to my house and take about an hour of our day. Like, right, we work today. So, like, right after this,
we're going
I'm
in.
uploading the video to my computer. I'm not even going to edit it or nothing, but we're gone. We don't have time to plan our next day or blah, blah, blah. At work, we're going to talk a little bit, but at the end of the day, we're working. We're not really socializing. So leave a comment down below. Please like, please subscribe, and let's continue to grow the views, right? I'm pretty sure the Ultra one exploded because people just search up like Ultra Miami, and like our thing's probably boosting up there. So it made it to 140, but you know, share the love, right? Share the love. Again, at the end, Super Bowl's this weekend. I got the Chiefs. Razam has the 49ers. So next week we could talk about that.
Yeah.
And what else has gone in our life, because we're just gonna be more open. We're not gonna always talk about a certain subject. We're just gonna talk. We're just gonna have a conversation.
I'm sure we have way more to talk about.
100, but I
we're
feel like we don't have time. We don't have time, and our camera went out, so you guys can't even see us right now. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for being a loyal fan base, and
that's it. I think that's it. Any last words?
no, not from me, guys.
That's it. All right. See you guys next week. How do I end this thing? Is it like that?
But you haven't said your thing. Killing the game.
Oh, we out here. We're killing the game.
Killing the game.
I forgot how it goes, but I'll remember next week.
Yeah.
We're
All
out
right,
here
guys.
killing the game.